guys. I'm going to show you what caused the geomagnetic storm a couple of nights ago. You're going to be able to see the large CME come directly towards the Earth. You're looking at Comet Atlas diving through the inner solar system, a 2023 A3, which I'm hearing is now visible in the evening sky. Here's a look at the comet as it was going between the Earth and the Sun. This is the Earth over here. The Sun's over here on the far right, out of the field of view, but you're going to be able to see a large CME come directly towards the Earth right about now. There's the first one, and then there's a second one right there, the strongest one. It was as if the sun was hurling the CME towards the comet, and the Earth absorbed the majority of the energy, and right there it is. That's what caused the highly photogenic G4 geomagnetic storm. Here's some more photos of the auroras out of St. Marie, Montana by Joseph. What a stunning sky. I use those photos over here on the homepage of the website. These are today's feature photos. I've got more photos to share with you guys, and I've also got more anomalies. Remember the video I did yesterday involving the circles that were in the sky seen with the naked eye? This isn't some sort of a camera anomaly. This is what compelled the viewer to take the photo of the sky. Yes, they were out looking at the auroras, the beautiful greens and pinks and purples that were dancing across the sky for the better part of 12 hours. The storm lasted over 18 hours, covering two hemispheres. But here's a zoomed in view of the rings that I received just a couple of days ago. I've got more that I want to share with you guys. One that's even more bizarre. Check this out. Going over to the UK, Cole Dines out of Suffolk, United Kingdom. Notice the anomaly up here in the left-hand part of the photo that was shared by Cole. Check it out. He noticed what he was describing as triangles up in the sky and some sort of dark beams extending out from basically a center point right there. But he saw that in the sky above the United Kingdom, sticking out in the middle of the bright purples and pinks. Here I put it in a different format. I just simply switched the lighting and took away the color, looking for more possible features. And there you go. You can actually see it a little bit better. This is basically a black and white format. I used another format right here, kind of brightened it up a little bit. And check it out. There's definitely something going on right there. Almost as if, like the circles, something impacted the atmosphere. Wouldn't have necessarily been visible if it wasn't for the strong G4 geomagnetic storm. And coming up, I've got more examples of these bizarre circles that were showing up in the nighttime sky. Right there's one fairly large one, possibly two. Photos sent in by Luger, and you can see the circles embedded in the very dark green auroras from his location. Not exactly sure of the location, as they didn't share the location with me. However, the next photos out of Ohio, sent in by Rebecca, looking north over Lake Erie. You can see the rings right there, multiple rings in the sky that were visible in the sky. This isn't some sort of a camera artifact. Right there they are again, as if some sort of a weird EMP. An EMP is an electromagnetic pulse, possibly interacting with the atmosphere, only becoming visible because of the excess energy from the G4 geomagnetic storm. Check out this next photo by James Parker out of Ritzville, Washington. We received photos from the East Coast and the West Coast and multiple places in between, even above Ireland, the United Kingdom. This photo here taken by James, once again, out of Washington. Notice how low these are to the ground. The other ones were a little higher up in the sky. Here's photo number 2 by James, and again, this one here appears to be even lower, and I'm talking about the collection of rings, some sort of a mysterious pulse showing up in the nighttime sky during the powerful G4 geomagnetic storm. Here's another one, a little tougher to see, sent in by Troy out of southeast Ohio. There's a ring right over here, a collection of rings, quite possibly two. Again, I know those are a little tougher to see, but he could see them from southeastern Ohio. See them right there? They were visible from, there they are, there's a little better view of the rings right there. They were visible from northern Ohio, looking out over Lake Erie in the northern sky. They were visible from southeastern Ohio. This photo here was sent in by Marilyn and Susan out of Ireland. Notice the rings right there, a collection of perfect circles in the nighttime sky. Here's one big one. See it? Same location, Maryland out of Ireland. Big ring in the nighttime sky, visible in the sky above Ireland. This photo here was sent in by Shelley Havens out of Minnesota. She too noticed the rings in the sky. And you can clearly see the collection of circles, perfect circles, in the nighttime sky. Seem to be tucked away in the greens and pinks and light purples. Here's another view from the same location out of Minnesota. Going to East West Virginia, photo sent in by Stinger, 1971. Notice those same rings in the sky. These are a little tougher to see, but right there is where they were in the photograph, in the light pinks and purples, visible from West Virginia. And this next photo that was sent in by Jane Weaver out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, shows some sort of a circle in the sky, possibly two circles. You can see a smaller one here in the center, and then the obvious larger circle around the smaller circle. Not quite sure what's going on there. That photo was sent in by Jane out of New Mexico. Angel out of Kansas couldn't help but notice the unusual aurora in the sky. She said it looked like just a big ball up in the sky, like a ball of plasma. And I couldn't agree more. This is a very unique observation from Kansas by Angel. Of the 300 plus photos that I've received from the recent geomagnetic storm, this is the only one of its kind that looks like that. The other ones look more like this. You can see a big green beam in the sky by Lyle Graff out of Lower Michigan. Looks almost identical to what Kate saw over in the United Kingdom, only going in the opposite direction. Dolman, Wales. Kate sent in this photo of a bright green aurora. Joseph out of St. Marie, Montana. Man, they were having a party in the sky above Montana. Check it out. More photos here by Joseph out of St. Marie. And just for comparison's sake, here's the photo once again out of Kansas. That is the only one like it that I received of its kind. Going from Montana to Minnesota, Walters, Minnesota. Jesse noticed some bright green auroras above Minnesota, greens and reds. This is by far, by a large amount, the most photos I've ever received from any geomagnetic storm. Over 300 and counting photos of the nighttime sky. Lee Herring out of southern New Jersey. I've received photos from Ireland, Scotland, all the way down into northern Florida. I'm still working on photos, and it's going to be a while getting through all of these photos. And going from southern New Jersey over to Cleveland, Ohio. Lana Stefanik noticed this incredible sky above Cleveland. Mark Sharp noticed the same thing from his location. Not sure of the location as he didn't share it with me, but the sky was loaded with greens and reds. Check out this photo here. Green, purple, white. Karina Watson out of Alberta, Canada. What an amazing sky. I mean, the sky put on an incredible show that night for many, many hours. And it wasn't hard to get photos and videos. I mean, you could just turn on your iPhone and start recording the sky. Sometimes during geomagnetic storms, you have to use a long exposure setting on your camera to pull in enough light to even see these things. That wasn't the case the other night. And going from Alberta over to northern Toronto, Canada, Zachary and Kelly Dubinsky looked up and saw the greens, purples, reds, light greens, sky just loaded with color. Here's more purples and greens. And again, like red right there, here's some more reds out of southern Indiana. Tawana looked up and saw these amazing colors in the sky above southern Indiana. I've got photos out of West Virginia, northern Florida, Atlanta, Georgia to share with you guys. These auroras went way down into the mid-latitudes. Daniel out of Fremont, Michigan, looking to the west, looking to the northwest. He sent me various views of different locations. Looking south, auroras were even in the southern sky from Fremont, Michigan. And going from Fremont, Michigan to Niagara Falls, Canada, Chris sent in this video footage of auroras dancing in the sky above Niagara Falls. Video footage, once again, from all across the northern hemisphere. I've got many more photos and videos to share with you guys. I'm doing them in 2 and 3 minute segments because, again, there's over 300 photos and videos. Here's a video sent in by Norm out of Pennsylvania. Sky loaded with color. Back to St. Marie, Montana. Joseph also sent in a video and many amazing photos from the Montana skies. And a lot of times when we have strong geomagnetic storm activity instigated by a huge CME like that, we'll tend to see an increase in earthquake activity and volcano eruptions. And just a few hours ago, there was a 6.2 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Costa Rica, coming in at 12 miles deep. And that could be just the beginning of possibly a few large earthquakes, as many times history has shown us us that the Earth responds to these very strong geomagnetic storms in the way of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, then of course the incredible skies that we've seen here recently. Looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, all quiet the last 24 hours. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, still loaded with sunspots in active regions. Looking at the Schumann resonance, there's a little bit of activity here in the last 12 hours, but overall fairly quiet the last 48. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. A little bit of earthquake activity at the northeastern entrance. Something weird going on up here at the Mary Lake seismograph. There's an absence of data and then some random red spikes there. Those represent earthquake activity, but I'm not sure what's going on with this horizontal red line that occupied the better part of 45 minutes. Looking at the power outage situation up in Maine, there's currently over 67,000 customers without power in Maine. At its peak, there were 72,000 customers without power. They're saying high winds are responsible for the 70+ thousand outages up in Maine. As of 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, approximately 72,000 customers in central Maine were experiencing power outages. The outages are attributed to strong winds forecasted to gust up to 40 miles per hour, creating hazardous conditions. So hopefully they'll get the power back on up there very, very soon. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this red banner that says have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your videos and photos into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.